G'day everyone, it's Vicky Wright, Independent Stampin' Up Demonstrator, Fraser Coast, Australia. So today I thought we'd play around with the Come Sail Away suite and create a card. Now, the card I'm creating today is part of our online class. It's not one of the cards that is included in the class, but on our Facebook group, I usually do a weekly sketch for everyone to have a go and play along. So today that's what we're going to do. So I haven't got a card to show you already pre-made, so we're actually going to do this together. But in saying that, I do have some sort of a little bit of a sketch. So if you can see that, that's the sketch that I issued to the group, and this is what that's what we're going to create from. So I've bought in a piece of Whisper White. Now the directions, the tutorial and a list of products will be in the description below, and they will also be on my blog once this class is finished for the month. It doesn't mean to say that you can't purchase the class later on. It's open all year. Okay, so we're going to use Whisper White. Then I've bought in a piece of DSP. So we're going to stick that down, and hopefully it won't be too wide, but I think it'll be okay because, as I said, I haven't pre-done a card. So we're going to put that down like that, nice and straight. Yep, nice and even. And I thought to finish it off, I'm going to add a bit of rope down here. So I've die cut the rope from the smooth sailing dies. Now, because this is the Australian version, I suppose, or it isn't going to fit all the way up and down my card, but that's all right because I'll show you what I'm going to do. So we're just going to stick that down with a little bit of glue, and all I'm doing is just a little tiny little bit of glue down the middle. I'm going to stick that right on over the edge of the DSP like that, and I'm going to grab my scissors, chop that off. Then I cut another piece, die cut another piece, and this is from Crumb Cake. So I'm going to do the same thing. Oops. And all I'm going to do is add it to the piece already stuck down, just like that. So you're not going to see that piece because we're going to have a panel over that. I just want to make sure it's not, my fingers are sticky. I just want to make sure it's nice and straight, and it is actually sticking. Yep. So once I've done that, I'm then going to trim off the bottom, and I'm going to trim off the top, so that's nice and straight. Looks a little bit crooked. Yep, so that's fine. Then we're gonna adhere this to a piece of Night of Navy, our card base, which is the Night of Navy. Just making sure there's a nice even edge around it. like so. Okay, then we're going to stamp our card, but I've just had a thought, just bear with me. I'm just trying to find my sponges. Okay, why don't we sponge a little bit of Balmy Blue? How does that grab you? So let's sponge a little bit of Balmy Blue. Now when I sponge, I only pick up small amounts of ink at a time, and I always start off my cardstock excuse me, and bring it over the edge. As I said, I always start off, because if you start on your cardstock like that, you're going to end up with a big blob just like that. But we don't want that. You can work that blob out, but it's only making hard work for yourself. So all I'm doing is just small circular motions. Also too, when you're sponging onto your card, don't go like that, pick it up and then start again onto your cardstock, because the same thing will happen. You'll end up with a big blob. So I just small circular motions. I don't lift my sponge. I just keep sponging. Now you can add this as dark or as light as you like. It's entirely up to you. But I'm just going to work it around until I'm happy. I'm very light-handed. Sometimes I wish I was heavy-handed, but that's just me. So I'll just keep going. And I think I might just leave a little bit in the middle, just a little bit white, just to give it a little bit of an effect. So once that's done, and once you're happy with that, close this up, bring in your Night of Navy ink pad, or maybe even real red if you wanted to, but I'm going to stick with the Night of Navy. Ink that up, not pressing too hard, just making sure the ink's covered. I always check my stamps before I stamp them, just to see if it has been covered completely. And I'm just gonna put my image down like that. And I think we might add, I like these little birds. You can't have go to the ocean or be on the ocean without birds flying across. So that's what we're going to do. And that is it. That's all we're going to do for that. And I'm liking the white area in there. It's not a big white area, but I'm happy with that. Then what we're going to do is grab our dimensionals, and we're just going to add a couple. Nearly finishes. I hope you don't throw out your edges, because they're still able to be used. So I'm just going to cut off a couple of these, and then stick them down. 1, 2, 3, 4. I might two down the side just for a little bit more support. Don't usually do it, but because this is a bit of a longer panel, sometimes it just needs that little bit of support. Take off our little sticky lids. This set could be used, is fantastic for males, but you could also turn it into a female card as well, because white and navy suit anyone, and everyone loves sailing. Okay, so we're just going to put that about there, I think, and that's pretty straight to me. So once I've done that, I'm then going to stamp our sentiment. Now I've grabbed a happy birthday stamp from the Itty Bitty Greetings. Now I think we'll still use Night and Navy. I don't know whether this is going to be wide enough, but if it's not, that's fine. We'll just do another one, and we're just going to stamp over like that. I'll just tape it straight. Yep, that looks pretty straight to me. Then what I'm going to do is cut a small V, very small one, into the edge. You could actually use triple banner punch if you wanted to do this, but that works just as well. Once again, I'm going to pop this up just like that. Put it about there. It's nice and straight. And I think we might use one of the anchors from the trinkets, and we'll add that with a bit of twine, and we'll just add that. So when I do my knots, I either do the truckies knot where you go around it twice. I think this is a reef knot too, I'm not too sure, I don't know my knots. Hold on. So what I want to do is go around that rabbit. The rabbit goes around the tree twice and comes back. I'm getting all fingers here. We'll take the rabbit around the tree once, that way I won't get bamboozled. Comes back through the tree, comes back through the hole, and then all you do is just pull that like that, and that is your knot. So all we're going to do, pretty solid, so it won't come undone. Just going to trim that off. I'm going to get a sticky dot, mini glue dot, and we're gonna put that at the back of the anchor. Yep. And I might just stick that there like that, and our card is done. Thanks for joining me today, much appreciated. Don't forget to hit like, share my videos and subscribe. Thanks very much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. See ya. Hooray.